Hello, everybody. I hope that your weekend is getting off to a great start. Good to see all of you. Little Apollo's just getting settled here. Let's see if I can bring him up for hello. Thank you for giving me a chance to bring this little guy on his second walker this morning, give him a snack. As you can see him licking his lips. So welcome, everyone. This is our weekly collective. If this is your first time here, welcome. We're going to take a look at the next 7 days at the very beginning, right after we get through channel messages. And we have a special topic today, and the special topic is finding a way to be a cosmic magnet. Thanks, buddy. Bringing in love and abundance in the highest forms in your life. So, yeah, this is a great topic and a great choice for setting this week into the right energy. I also have a new deck that came in today. I have a few new ones, but only one came in for today. It's a beautiful sort of foil deck, and I'll use this at one point for today. And I might also use steampunk because it connects with our totem today, which is a train. In my dreams, as I was focusing on today's reading, the main thing that I kept seeing was a train. And trains are beautiful metaphors for movement, but this one was going in the wrong direction and it was going faster. So I think that what this week is going to give you an opportunity to do is to pause, redirect, and then make up for that lost time. A lot of times when I'm reading cards, this will come through as a knight card reversed, right? Because knights still find a way to create action, but sometimes they have to go to the right, go to the left, or even backtrack a little bit first to get something taken care of. So we're going to sort that out. That was one thing that we're going to look at first with the channel messages, and then we'll see what additional energies come through as we look at the 7-day forecast and later the special topic. So as I said, dreams are a big source of insight for these morning readings with you guys, and then also the research that I do. Today I'm going to keep it pretty light because we have a lot to talk about, and I think that we can just sort of like look at high level what a train represents and connect that with your messages here. So for me, the main thing that this is representing is a potential change of direction. So as I was saying, it was going full speed in the wrong direction, and to me, this is a call to action to make a change. Sometimes if you're unhappy, if you don't like where you're living, where you're working, what you're doing, and there's this sort of desire sometimes just to push through until quitting time, push through until the end of the day. And the truth of the matter is, this is kind of wishing away valuable time in your life. So get off that speeding train, recalibrate, listen to your soul GPS. What is it that you truly desire? This is your chance to realign with source energy and remembering in this moment, of course, that you should be the one steering your chariot in your life. A lot of times we will relinquish power to others because they're older. Sometimes we don't have a choice because they're our parents, but as we get older, we do have choices in who we're giving away that energy to. So this is a chance to sort of think about how much strength and how much energy and how much focus you are giving away, and then also if you're going in the right direction, because if you're not, the logical thing is to shift focus and shift direction. And just looking back at some of my own life choices, I'm going to have to give him some more food because he's hungry, so let me do that. Looking at some of my own life choices, there were points in my career where I knew that the trajectory needed to be shifted, but you have to listen to the signs. I'm going to listen to his signs right now because we just walked him. Let me give him some more food and I'll be right back. But look at this slide while I do that and think in your life if there's been a place where there was an opportunity for you to maybe make a change and you didn't, or you did it just in time. This is a chance for you to do just that. So I'll let you marinate with this for a sec. Let me give Apollo some food and I'll be right back. Gives me a chance to get my tea which I forgot. For those of you that have pets or children, you know that your schedule has to go on pause for moments like that. I got him his second walk, but he needed some more food. I gave him a snack and thought it would do, and he was like, "Dad, no, I'm going to sniff around in the corners and look at dust and pretend like I'm starving," which he's not. He's already eaten once, but anyway, he's happy now. Thank you for giving me a second. So again, just as I was listening to signs, we have wake-up calls each and every moment of our lives, but a lot of times we wish away time. And if I could change something in the past, I'm happy with where I'm at in my life right now, but I wish I could advise my younger self to make some movements faster, because there was no need to hang on as long as I did. So learn from the dream and learn from my experience. You can always change course. Any point in your life, it doesn't matter how young or how old you are. And this is leading you to try something different, try something new. So like train tracks, lay the groundwork for something new in your life, just exploring the thought. I put the last bullet here, imagine the possibilities, and that's not a figurative thing, it's a homework assignment, to really sort of imagine what else you could be doing, to dream as big as possible when it comes to opportunities. Seven of Cups being the featured card here. When I think back, I was given a few flashbacks to past lifetimes, but I actually saw what happened before I came into this lifetime. And I've talked about this before, but it kind of looked like I was in a changing room and there were different guides around me, like 2 or 3 guides. And we were trying on different opportunities, like this is where you might live, this is what you might look like, this is what you might speak like, so that I could learn things on a soul level. And so we do that before we come into our bodies. We can do it when we're in our bodies in this lifetime. And so it's a good time for you to kind of go into Seven of Cups exploration energy. And now we have a happy Apollo. All right, so give yourself a chance to experiment. I think the older we get, the more sort of static we get when it comes to these choices. So don't feel like you have to be so static. You can always change. You should always have that opportunity to change and to move, okay? Now, going back into the energy of a train, we were talking about laying the tracks there for new opportunities. You have to dream. Locomotives, steam locomotives are run by fossil fuel heating up the water, which then makes the steam. If something in that cycle is kind of depleted, not enough water, not enough fossil fuel, then the train stops. And as I was thinking about this, some of us may just be at a point where we need a break. So if you're feeling just exhausted, take some time off. It may seem like obviously not everyone has vacation time, and if you work a business like I do, you work a little every day, but you can still, even as an independent business person, an entrepreneur, you can still decide more today, less tomorrow, and figure out how to make it all work out. And so the Six of Pentacles is really what all of us can benefit from. You can get done what you need to get done, but you don't have to do it all today, and everybody doesn't need everything at once. You can't make them all happy at once, and that's the big lesson in the Six of Pentacles, and it carries over into the Seven, because sometimes with the Seven, it's still people-pleasing. So do what's right, do what's best, manage your time, your energy, and your resources, okay? Saying no, pushing back, creating logical limits, and using logic to reinforce them is going to be really, really important, okay? If anyone in your life won't listen to that, that's a big red flag to explore something different, a better sort of recipient for your time and energy. And using a card from the Steampunk Tarot here, all of this, and this is really what trains allowed us to do. They allowed us to see the world, exchange resources at larger distances. They still are carrying freight from coast to coast in different countries. They're still here, and they've evolved into like even bullet trains, and they've gone past steam. But it's all about the world and exploring and basically getting out of the box that you've created for yourself. If you're a very sort of like competent type A person and you're just good at manifesting, sometimes you can manifest yourself into a box, but you can also manifest a door to get yourself out. And that's what we're going to be looking at for many of you today, okay? So those are the messages from the train. I see high speed, I see movement, I see expansion. Let's make sure that it's all bringing you in the right direction so that this can feel, it can feel good, it can feel authentic for you. So let's see. I think I want to start with the new deck here. It's beautiful colors here, and we'll see. Maybe we'll start with this, and then I might pepper in the steampunk deck because we were looking at trains, and then we'll look at some other things here. So if you just joined, perfect timing. We're getting into the 7-day forecast. This is going to take us from Sunday to Sunday. It's going to show us ups, downs, and in-betweens. And as you can see, we've got a lot more to come, so we'll take it one step at a time. So 7-day forecast first. Let me get the camera focused, and let's see what the week ahead is bringing us. And yeah, if you guys haven't seen me for a while, welcome to my new home. I'm enjoying it. I hear what you guys are saying with the reverberation of sound. I haven't unpacked, and I don't want to put a big ugly rug behind me. I'll put some soundproofing things. I'll put some plants up. Give me time. I've only been here 2 weeks, so I've seen the comments on that. So let's just relax. I still have like open rooms with boxes in them. I'm getting unpacked. And I'm just enjoying the process. I'm not going to be rushed. Okay, focusing on the next 7 days. Let's see. So Sunday, it's about rest. Got the 4 of Swords. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and next weekend. And let me see if I can get the name of this one. Yeah, this is a Golden Art Nouveau deck that I found that was beautiful. It was actually one that I stumbled upon when I was looking at some of your recommendations. It just happened to come in first. I know we all like the foil on this channel, so I thought let's get another one here. All right, so for today, if you're watching live, even if you're watching this and it's already the next day, like it can be in Australia, New Zealand, and parts of Asia, it's still important for you to take care of yourself. So if you didn't do it on Sunday, do it on Monday. But for those of you that are watching me live on Sunday, the 4 of Swords is about taking time to recharge and rest. And a lot of times, easier said than done. I know you can make so many excuses for needing to kind of like, you know, burn the candle at both ends. But for me, sleep is so restorative, and it's also so informing. I can see and pick up on things that I normally wouldn't otherwise. And so when I deplete myself of that sleep, I'm less efficient. So this is really the main message here, is to give yourself a chance to sort of rest. Now, this is also a card of a lack of reciprocity, which in and of itself can also be a message. So if there's someone in your life and they are not picking up the phone, they're not answering emails, they're just kind of like in their own world, in their own space, give them time and space. I actually pulled a single card for today in the daily reads. So in addition to all of the regular readings that I do, I'll do an all-encompassing daily read. So we can kind of put that on top of today's as well, and it fits with it, because the 2 of Cups reverse, which I pulled for Sunday, was saying to practice self-love and to give people in your life the time and the space that they need to sort themselves out. We can't fill the void for others, and we shouldn't expect others to fill the void for us. One of the things that you can do to embrace that other card that I pulled for today, which was 2 of Cups, was just take care of yourself, rest. Do something that's restorative. It doesn't literally have to be sleeping. It could be watching a movie, reading a book, taking a walk with the dog, anything that makes you feel good and just rested, okay? And you don't necessarily need to do it with someone, and if you are doing this with friends or with your partner, maybe there's not a lot of talking. Maybe it's just intimacy, and togetherness can be quiet. And I'm getting that sense of quiet, restorative energy. Now, if you have children, this could be more challenging, and this is more about carving out time where you have a little bit of you time, and maybe it requires putting some headphones in for 15 minutes or half an hour, whatever you can carve out, right? Eventually, though, like the dog relax here, the kids will take a nap, you'll have a moment, take that moment, embrace it, and do something for yourself, okay? So rest is key today, and I would take it at face value. I think doing something that restores and allows you to get that sense of relaxation is key. Okay, moving on to the card of Monday, we have Temperance, and it's reversed. I always like to see the Temperance angel coming through. It's basically saying, be patient with yourself. Don't jump to any sort of hasty conclusions or push yourself in a way that you don't feel comfortable with, and things will kind of flow in the right way. And the other thing here is it's about balancing out your energy. So if there's any place in your life where things aren't flowing the way that they need to, again, choosing not to push, not to force. This is going to be so key. And then also when you're manifesting, fully believing that that is already happened, and it's like using the train metaphor, you've laid the tracks out. All you have to do now is to focus on the destination and let the train do the work. So patience is going to be your biggest challenge on Monday. But overall, it's a really good card. Temperance is great. It means that there's not going to be too many extremes. The only extreme that might happen is something that you create. So pay attention to the ebb and flow of the energy around you. It should be a great day overall, okay? The rest that you take today will help you with being productive on Monday. I would also say whenever you're doing something, for those of you that are employed, or even those of you that are students and studying, this isn't a day to go like all in. Easy does it. Just get the work done and allow yourself a time to take a lunch break, take a coffee break. Taking breaks still comes through in Monday. So like I said, even if you're watching this and you've missed the Sunday message, it still is the same. But now it's about patience, maybe not sleeping so much. It's patience and timing and pacing. So it's a little bit different, where Sunday maybe you can actually give yourself that nap. On Monday when you're working, it's just about making sure that you don't exhaust yourself. Okay? Overall, really good stuff. And yeah, for those of you that might be a student, just take care of yourself and remember that in order to absorb, you need to be, again, rested and aware and awake. So that's a key piece to kind of being able to fully integrate the messages that are coming through. All right, let's move on to Tuesday. Tuesday's an interesting day here. It's a day where you're going to have to play investigator. So we have the Eight of Swords, and we can see this person feeling a little trapped, a little bit uncertain, and a little bit unsure of what to do next. So the way to get through that is simply to dig deeper. So if someone gives you something and they're not clear, or you're not clear, or a little bit of both, you could just say, before I get started, because I want to do this right, this is what I heard, and this is when you need it, correct? Did I mishear anything? Or you could just say, I need a little bit more information on this. It wasn't clear to me. I'm sure you explained it, but I just need to hear it a second time. So you don't have to make them feel bad. You don't have to feel bad. Just ask questions. And then also, you may just be put into a situation where it's unknown, it's unfamiliar. And the main thing that you're going to be doing for yourself is to say, okay, I can deal with this. I'm just going to explore. I'm going to get some information. I'm going to research. I'm just going to let whatever unfolds, because sometimes we can't control the unknown. We can inform ourselves. We can ask questions. We can stay open to the possibilities, but we're not always going to see everything. So the frustration in the Eight of Swords comes because we want to. So the only thing you can do is to try to ask, and if that doesn't happen, do your best to navigate. The cool thing is it's never as dramatic as it seems. 8 and 9 of Swords have a lot of drama, but they're not as dramatic as they may seem, because with the 8 of Swords, you can always take one step forward and take the blindfolds off. You don't have to sort of stay in the dark if you don't want to. Let me see if there's anything else. The other thing is your eyes or ears could deceive you. So I mean this in the way that you could think you heard something or think you saw something, but you didn't. So check your assumptions. Really good to make sure that you understand the assignment, to use like a more modern term, and just say, am I correct on this? Is this what I heard? Is this what I saw? Okay. So that's the basic information for Tuesday. And it is a good day for researching and for clarification. All right. You'll achieve it eventually, basically, with this card. Going to the midweek, we have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is in reverse. So for many of you, there is a reminder here that you don't have to defend your life choices to everyone. The upright version of this card can be multitasking, aptly multitasking, by the way. It can also be defending yourself. So when it comes to multitasking and this card's reverse, I would say delegate more. Upright, you can do anything you set your mind to. Even if you don't have to, you can do it all. Reversed, you probably shouldn't be doing it all. There's a common theme this week. Are you picking up on it? It's resting, recalibrating, redirecting, which is very much in alignment with the locomotion train imagery that I was pulling up in dreams. So that's what I would say here is there could be someone that you care about, your mom, your friend, another sort of relative, and they feel like they get the opportunity or the right to weigh in on all of your life decisions, and you have to explain yourself. Again, you just say, thanks for the input. You don't even have to fight. Just, well, thanks for sharing what you thought. You know, I wasn't asking for it, but that's okay, but thank you. Don't even say that, just say thanks, okay. You can listen, but you don't have to explain yourself. You can just walk away too. It's not necessary sometimes to put yourself in a place where there's friction. Let me see if there's anything else here for those of you that are trying to get through a creative block, this is a very unusual message from the guides, but this is what I'm picking up on. Let your guard down. When it comes to sharing an idea or being vulnerable and letting someone give you some feedback or partner up with you on something. So this is about saying, I'm afraid of rejection, I'm afraid of what people might think, but I know that the next step in this journey is to share, and I need to put myself out there. Artists, you understand what I'm talking about. Whether it's a painting, music, or something else creative, there's sometimes this moment where you just wish you could keep it all for yourself because you love it, but you know you've got to share it with the world. And so this is about getting to that point of letting your guards down and just trusting that you've done enough work on it, okay? You have done enough work on it. It looks good. Moving to the Thursday, we have a lovely payoff because you've been really working on yourself, learning how to take a break, learning how to be patient, being comfortable with ambiguity, letting your guard down, and then by Thursday, it's all starting to pay off. We have the 10 of Cups coming through here. And this is a great day for you to connect with other people in your life, to put yourself out there in a public forum, to date, to focus on just being happy. So friends, family, love, romance, creativity, partnership. Thursday's the shining star of the week so far. Friday looks pretty awesome too. But this is, if you've been thinking, even if there's a tricky sort of thing that you need to do, let's say you need to have a negotiation, a meeting where you need to get something more and you're afraid of how it might go off. The energy is very, very positive. People are receptive to what you have to say and who you are and what you bring to the table on Thursday. So all this is setting you up for a very nice end of week. And in fact, when we go to Friday, we have one of my favorite cards in tarot, the Two of Wands rather. The Two of Wands partners up with the High Priestess, and it is responsible for vision work, manifestation, and it's equally as good for helping people see your point of view. So I would say either Thursday or Friday are good days to try to get people to understand, to try to win them over, to try to engage with them. Equally beneficial. This one may have a little bit more business connotation because Two of Wands is like, this is what I see, and do you see it too? 10 of Cups is more like, let's get together, let's talk, let's hang out. And it might be existing relationships. This may be a little bit more business oriented. For yourself, this is a really good day, Friday, to set goals. Because goals that you set with the Two of Wands energy, you tend to keep, and you're going to quickly go to Three of Wands, which is saying it's happening now. So it's a very good day for planning, and maybe you can pull one of those people from the 10 of Cups day right before and create something beautiful here for Friday and for then the next week to come. All right, I love the energy for the weekend. So your trickiest days are like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Everything starts to pick up from Wednesday on, because even the 7 of Wands is very, very positive. It basically says you can do anything you set your mind to. So by the time the weekend comes, this really starts to set in. We have High Priestess energy. I'm sorry, it's Queen of Swords. She looked like the High Priestess. We have Queen of Swords coming through in reverse on Saturday. So with this energy, it is important to take action on what you've been envisioning here. So Friday, you set things into motion in your head on paper, and then this is the day to make a call or to just boldly paint a stroke and say, I'm going to do it. The Queen of Swords waits for no one, so especially when she's reverse. So take your rest this weekend. Next weekend, you're going to be busy. As we go into next Sunday, we have the Wheel of Fortune awaiting you, so very, very positive energy overall. It gets off to a slower start, but then it really sort of picks up steam and really ends in a nice way. So a quick little review, and then we'll move on to the next portion of the reading. Take it easy today if you're watching me live on Sunday. Even on Monday, be patient with yourself. This deck is nice, but it's the foil is blurring here. So Temperance reverse is just saying take it easy, take it one step at a time when it comes to manifesting your goals. Be the inquisitor, the investigator when we look at the energy of Tuesday. Wednesday, delegate, push back, let your guard down when appropriate, share your ideas with others. If you feel a little bit more open doing that on Thursday, you can do it there as well. Friday is a really good day for planning, for business engagements, for starting to see the fruits of your labor begin to come through. And then next weekend's going to be great. You're going to have a busy Saturday. A lot could be on your agenda, or you may just choose to do a lot. People are waiting for your opinion as well, so speak up. And next Sunday with the Wheel of Fortune, everything starts to come into focus. This is when we start to see things moving. This is when you start to really feel connected to whatever kind of path, purpose, or goal is in front of you. Good day for finances, for money, and this is the beginning of a new cycle here. And that's part of what we're looking at today when we're becoming the magnet. It's about pulling in love and abundance in the highest forms. I would say the abundance comes through loud and clear exactly 7 days from now, which is great. So I enjoyed using this new deck. My only complaint, I'm going to give it a mini review, would be like, I actually like seeing the suit because it's easier. And then also, if I saw swords on this, I would know it was swords and not the High Priestess. And I would like to see also like temperance, not just the number. I know what it looks like and all of that, but it's a good deck. I think I'll use it for my one card pulls more than this, but I always like to experiment. All right, so fun to try new things. Let's go ahead and get the table set up a little bit here, and then we're going to move in to the next portion of this reading, which, if we look at the schedule, is going to be blessings and blocks. So let's move, and I'm going to use, maybe I'll use steampunk for this one. And I'm going to take it out of the box because when I moved, everything had to go back in the boxes. So blessings and blocks, the way that this operates is as it sounds. It's basically going to be a chance for us to look at one thing that's really going to tip the energy in the right direction, one thing that could prove challenging or that might make us take a pause. So what I've found the more that I've done this reading is that sometimes blessings are in disguise, sometimes blocks are happening for a reason. So let's take a look now at blessings and blocks and see what the universe has to share with us. Blessing and block. Interesting. Some of us are uncertain or maybe not ready for the changes coming through, but let's take this one card at a time. So for the blessing card, we have the Five of Swords. This is an interesting card. It's a blessing in disguise. With the Five of Swords, the way that I'll read this as a blessing is that you know when it's not worth your time. Because the Five of Swords indicates a situation in your life that comes through and you think, I'm tired of talking to this person. I'm tired of explaining myself. I'm tired of them not listening. And that fatigue will allow you to redirect because you see someone or something for what it is, which is just not receptive and not necessarily taking accountability. The Five and the Seven of Swords are sister, brother, cousin cards, whatever you want to see them as, but they're basically related. And wherever there's a 5, there's usually a 7. And so this is someone who, in the Five of Swords, you just can't win an argument with them and they won't listen to you. And in the 7, they're actually sometimes trying to get away with things. They're not being accountable. They're not being truthful. So I think you're being blessed with an uncomfortable situation. Let's put it this way. The blessing is you see something, you don't like it, you know you don't want to do whatever that is anymore. So disengage. That person or that activity in your life where you feel like it's not worth it, it's not a winning sort of thing, you know that that's not worth your time and energy anymore. Okay? So it's a blessing in disguise. The block this week is actually a blessing, but it's for some of you, it's difficult. You need to give yourself time to grieve. So we have the Death card, which is change and transformation. It's a beautiful energy. But we see the person in the background going through the grieving process of what is lost. The Death Angel in front is saying, come on, I've got more things for you. The journey's just beginning. But he needs a chance to part with the path that he just walked upon. So for some of you, that saying goodbye moment is really, really important. So if you're, it hits in different ways. When I was a little kid and my parents moved me from the west to the east, and I moved back as an adult here. But I remember that the city that we were living in, my mom was really cool. She said, let's take a week and just say goodbye to your favorite places. Choose whatever you want. One per day, we'll visit it. And it was really fun. And when I left, I didn't have this feeling of like, unfinished business? Yeah. So it was like I went to the zoo, I went to the roller rink, I went to the park, and all these like fun things that I like to do. And so I had a really positive memory, and my mom taught me the importance of closure, right? And so, because she basically said, we're moving and it's going to be fun and you're going to meet new friends, but we're going to miss this place and it's okay. So if you're going to, now when I just left my last apartment, it was like a mic drop moment where I couldn't wait to give the keys away. There are different types of leaving, but when I was a kid, I really liked the city that I was in. And so that was one thing that I remembered. Give yourself the time to get the right closure. Sometimes you just need to get out. Sometimes you need some time. And if it's a relationship or a job or a period in your life where you're now entering into something new, like graduating from school and then working, or going from working to retirement, or moving in with someone and now you're partnered, these are all big life changes, and death would come in with those because it's a shift. The old you is going and the new you is coming in, okay? So just give yourself some time and you'll get through this. Death is waiting, it will wait. And it's basically saying the change just happened, the door is open, give yourself a second or two, and I'll be here when you're ready, all right? So that energy may be the most strong for you in this weekly forecast on Monday when Temperance was reversed. And today, if you're watching me live, is the day for the most healing because we have different cards that indicate passages in tarot. 4 of Swords, 6 of Swords, Death, the World to some degree, the Fool, all of them showing movement from, and I don't know if I said 6 of Swords, but they all show movement from one place to another. So I see a lot of movement happening today, and I see some healing happening tomorrow. And then it feels like Tuesday you're in the unknown, and Wednesday things are in good space. So give yourself the next 2 to 3 days to just get settled in a new mind and a new way of thinking, and then everything is going to sort itself out, okay? All right, let's move on to one of my favorite portions here. It's the elemental forecast. This is the only piece in this reading that's going to be specific to groupings of signs. Everything else is for everybody that showed up. If I forgot to say that, now you know. All right, while I'm getting set up in this, first of all, welcome to Dakota. He's here helping with moderation today. Welcome to everybody. Please hit the like button and subscribe. We're really close to a milestone, and when I get to the next one, I'll do a live reading. So we're only about 600 subscribers away from hitting the milestone, so probably this month we'll do it. Join me on social if you haven't already. The link is pinned up above. I don't offer private readings, and I don't use direct messages, so that's how you know it's me. And then also, if you want to show love and support, you can do it through Super Chat and Super Stickers. All right, let me choose a deck of cards to use for this portion. Let's see what's calling to me. Maybe, yeah, okay, so we'll use the Fountain Tarot because this is like light and airy, and a lot of these have had a lot of images on them. Okay, so we're going to, quick rundown here. We're going to go fire, earth, air, and water. I'll break down all the signs within each one as I do that. Let me pull the cards first and see what the universe has to say. Cards literally jumping out. Happy that I chose them. All right, so fire, earth, air, and water. 8 of Swords making a reappearance. Very interesting cards for you guys this week. I feel like there's a lot of growth happening internally. Like this is the week of change and shifting. And by the end of the week, remember again what it's bringing you as I kind of highlight all of this. You're getting to this energy of the Wheel of Fortune. So the change is coming, and I'm going to help you as I go through the elements, figure out what the changes are. Starting first, as you see, with fire. So this is for all my Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius out there. This is going to be a week of confidence building, soul healing, and for many of you, fighting for what you deserve. The 5 of Pentacles is coming through to tell you that yes, you are worth all of this and more. One of the things that we're looking at in today's special topic is how to bring in abundance in the highest form. So you're very much in alignment with that. 5 of coins or 5 of Pentacles comes through when we are dealing with a setback in the past that affects us in the future, or in the present and the future. Because what happens sometimes is our confidence takes a hit. Someone's words echo in our heads long after they should. And what this is saying is you have so much to offer, you have so much to give, and there's a lot of love and support. There's always shelter, there's always support, there's always sanctuary in this card. There's typically two individuals, they're not always looking at each other. So what I would say this particular week, you have a chance to try to mend bridges with someone in your life, try to heal the inner child, and then when you look at how much you're giving in a job, in a relationship in general, make sure that it's not in a deficit, because when I'm looking at a financial read, I don't want to get the 5 or the 4 of Pentacles. Those two are not great. The 5 of Pentacles happens when we give too much away, and it's usually because we think we're not worth more. So my message for you is you are worth all of this and more. You're worth more than you think. And all you have to do sometimes is ask for more or say, I need a break. There are two different ways. If you're not going to get more, then do less. Usually people will give you more because they want you to keep doing what you're doing. So it's a good time to negotiate if you're working. It's a good time to look for a new job if you're unhappy with how you're being treated. It's a great time in relationships to air out any sort of things that you're just not happy about. And when I was looking at the days of the week that were really optimal for that, again, Thursday and Friday looking great, Wednesday a little bit defensive. So I would say Thursday and Friday are good days to bring that up. And this will give you a chance to even out the scales. Then you'll get to the 6 of Pentacles, which is going to be giving you everything you need for success. So we just need to tip it one more coin, and that's going to be a little bit of work on your part, but it's asking for more, doing a little bit less, pushing back, finding a better, more receptive opportunity to kind of invest your time and energy. All of this will help you, okay? And do something fun, because the inner child needs to play in the 5 of Pentacles. There was something that happened in youth that kind of stunted the growth or the sort of maturation of the inner child. So play with that inner child, heal that inner child, and things will come into focus. Parental healing, also something that can come through with this. So if you're estranged from your parents or from a sibling, this is a chance to either make peace with that or to heal that, okay? A lot to unpack there for my fire signs, but a lot of important energy as well. All right, moving now from fire to earth. This is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Well, you know what, Capricorn, you're just coming through and saying hello here, so I'm not overly worried. We have the Devil card. So for Capricorn out there, this is actually a power card for you, and you're showing up fine. But for all of us, as we look at this, there is some energy that we need to be aware of. So the Devil is just a version of the Lovers card that is not elevated. So there's all of the potential of the Lovers, but none of the realization of the Lovers. What happens with this is that we are holding ourselves and or someone else back, or they are holding us back through limiting thoughts, limits in contracts, just limits in general. So what you want to do this week, all of my earth signs, is to find a way to push through the glass ceiling, to say no to agreements that do not benefit one or both parties. We want both parties to be mutually benefiting, but like if it's only benefiting one, this is a no. And if there's something where you're just not ready, you get to decide. This is about taking power back, letting go of any sort of limits or any sort of holds on other people. That's basically it. And it's very easy for us to do that. Once we know, like, this is a week I'm not going to get myself into the same old, the Devil will move on to someone else, the Devil energy. And in a partnership, there may be finally just a realization of the fact that it's played its course, right? And you could just be holding on for the wrong reasons. So leaning back into what I was talking about earlier, giving one another space. We even got the Death card. Sometimes when it's over, it's over. There could be an experience in your life that's over. A job, a relationship, or something else that you've been attached to, like my old place that I was living at. And it's just, you get to that moment where it's at the final straw. So you just may have that final straw where it's actually, again, a blessing, and you realize, I'm going to take the reins back. Not today, El Diablo, some other time, not ever actually, just move on. And again, reclaim power, open yourself up, don't limit yourself with thoughts or ideas, don't limit someone else, and you'll be fine. Capricorn, you're just showing up as Capricorn. So for you, I would say focus on business and work, and again, taking power and ownership though, even if it is Capricorn, I'm gonna say that it's important for you to be you and to really not let someone mute your light, okay? All right, moving next to the air signs, we're gonna look at Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You're actually in a pretty sweet spot this week. We have the Magician coming through for you, and the Magician is putting you in a place where you can do anything that you put your mind to. Magicians can get distracted if they're not focused, but that's the only thing, and I have to grasp at straws. It's not even reversed. So I think it's a fantastic week for all my air signs out there. And the cool thing with this card is everything that I was just talking about for Earth, I think air has kind of learned this week, which is I'm not limited by old boxes. I get to play with all the tools in the tool shed or all the crayons in the wrapper there. So that's what's cool with the Magician. He can access all the elements. So try something different, even if it's not your expertise or specialty. Put yourself in new and uncharted territory, and you're going to flourish. You're going to do great. Okay? Great card for manifestation. Really good card if you're trying to meet someone. This is an attraction card. To me, I look at it as the chemist or chemistry. So when you're the only other card that's very similar is the sun. But this is cool because it usually shows mutual chemistry where the sun can just be one person, very bright. So I feel like it's a great week for you to get out there and to make new connections, okay? People are interested in what you have to show. You're able to win them over. The Magician is also an illusionist or a sorcerer, and they can kind of put out what they're trying to get. So the Two of Wands energy that we got end of week is going to be really powerful coupled with this. So it's a great week for all the air signs out there. You're focusing more on work and manifesting than partnerships, but that's a great place to put the energy. All right, and then finally looking at Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This is a very, very interesting illustration here. We have the Eight of Swords, and it connects with, what was that, Tuesday? So we have two Eight of Swords, and this is basically saying, all right, I'm actually realizing that some of the limits that I put or some of the limits in my life I put on for myself here. So some of the devil energy that I was seeing for earth signs is very similar to the Eight of Swords. If I can't see it, I'm going to have a hard time manifesting or creating it. If I can at least entertain the possibility, then doors and windows start to open, spiritually speaking. So the main thing to do this week is to keep a very open mind. Everything that I talked about earlier when I was looking at the Eight of Swords also files through with this, which is ask questions, assume nothing, and keep a very, very open mind to possibilities. And the main thing that I would say is not everything is going to be immediately revealed. Sometimes Two of Swords and Eight of Swords can open you up to fun surprises. So you may not have thought you could win a contest or get a job, or someone's going to say yes if you ask them out on a date, but they do. So what I would say with the Eight of Swords to make it more open and positive is don't limit your thoughts and imagine what might happen if the unexpected happens. Like, well, what if I've been worrying so much about this? What if it actually works? Am I ready for that? Because the only thing that could catch my water signs off guard is being unprepared. So prepare for the positive and get out of this fear of the negative is what I would say. And ask questions if you are in the dark. All of those things will neutralize the Eight of Swords. It's nothing to be feared. It's just a card that shows I need more information or I don't see everything. Finally, and most importantly on this one, trust your instincts and your intuition. I've talked about this before, but a lot of times in TV, movies, and books, and just pop culture in general, we will see a medium that has lost their sight. Neo in The Matrix, and there's been a lot of other ones, but that's a more modern or recent example. Because he doesn't need to see anymore. He's seeing with his third eye, he's seeing with his mind. And sometimes we have to shut our eyes to see the truth. We have to tune into the heart. We have to go into the center of our being and think, what do I really want? What am I really seeing? What is this really about? Because this and this is holding me back. So the blessing here might be that you just need to close your eyes and stop focusing on what looks good on paper and figure out what feels good in the heart. And that's actually a blessing in the Eight of Swords, is like when I can't see everything, then I have to just go with my gut. So trust your gut, trust your instinct, trust your intuition. It won't lead you astray. Let's look and see if there's an overall trend for all of these. So what I'm seeing here is there is ultimately empowerment, but the thing that is holding all signs, if we kind of look at them as a family here, I would say there is a little bit of dysfunction. So dealing with anything that's left from the past and healing the past. not limiting yourself, not getting distracted, and being willing to see beyond what's obvious. Those are the only limits. And then the opportunities here are more worth, love in its highest form, manifestation, and then the realization that this world is bigger than we thought and there's more that we can see. So I can see the beauty in any card, and I think that you just have a couple of blocks coming through that will possibly delay that, but lean into what I just said at the end because it sounds beautiful, especially this last piece, which is there's more to this world than we could imagine. We're just barely getting started to understand things in science and beyond that, like metaphysics, right? So, all right, let's look at what's next here in the reading. We're going to go into the viewers and reader's choice. I probably should have left them on the table, but I didn't. So give me a second here to just put the cards to the side, and then we'll go into the next portion. All right, use the Lightseer's deck for this portion. And here's what I am thinking about. I'm going to remember what I saw and what we've talked about today. All right, so we are, again, going into the viewers and readers' choices. And let's put a poll up here. So give me a second to talk about it. So one of the things that I just said is seeing beyond what's obvious. Seeing beyond what is obvious. And asking the tough questions. Someone is asking an easy question. Are we live? Yes, we're live. There's a red icon that says live. We want to ask the tough questions, which may be something that we're uncomfortable with. Let me see what else we can do here. The other thing that, because there was a lot of cards about rest and release. So how and where to let go. All right, so let me send those out to you, and you guys can vote on those. So again, we're doing the reader's choice at this moment in time. And the viewer's choice you can vote on, we're now going to look at the reader's choice. So for reader's choice, I'm going to do a wild card today just because I want to open it up. And let's see if there's anything that we haven't already looked at that we need to focus on. So reader's choice today is going to be wild card. And we have the Temperance Angel coming through yet again. So we definitely have a common thread coming through with this, which is that things are happening and you are being guided to do the right thing at the right time. There is a sort of cosmic timing in place. Be kind with yourself, be kind with others. And this is a time where you may be feeling like I have to go all in or I have to prove all of this. And this is saying be at peace. A lot of times we'll even see someone in a sort of yoga pose with the Temperance card. So finding a way to just find your peace and not really overdo it. Let the universe unfold and reveal what it needs to you. Everything in its own time. Okay, let's see what is going through here. All right. Thanks for letting me know that the live icon doesn't show up, but yes, usually you see that more time keeps getting added and that there's people talking. And there's polls that are being, if you can see a poll, you know it's live. All right, so let's take a look here and see what you've chosen for me. Seeing beyond what is obvious. That's a great one. So really how to lean into your inner high priestess. Great question. Thank you so much for all of the stickers that I just saw there. I appreciate those. And I will say thank you at the end and call out your names. So thank you. All right, let's give this a shuffle and see the answer to seeing beyond the obvious, really leaning into your inner high priestess, being able to pick up on opportunities, see what's coming through. All right, so we have the King of Cups in reverse. Very interesting energy for that answer. What this is basically saying is your emotions can get the better of you. And this is true, this is why a lot of times, if I care a lot about something, I'll have someone else read for me because you can get too attached to an outcome. So if there's something where you're feeling like you've lost objectivity, but the dream or the intuition keeps coming through strong, then you have to find your center. So the upright version of King of Cups is actually kind of a yoga pose. The reversed is letting the emotions rule out what is coming through as for his better good. So yeah, for some of us, we're just trying so hard to make something happen, or wanting so much for something to be, that when the sign comes through that shows the opposite, it's difficult for us to look at. So that's one thing that I would say. The other thing, which actually gives more power to your emotions, is that you can't hide your true self. So this is also like a high tide, like a wave that's coming through that's going to crash through on the shore. So if you've been holding back the true you, the true desire, the true self, whatever, then the King of Cups, like Poseidon at some point, is going to come through and crash and say, no, this isn't working. I'm going to help you get on the right path. I'm going to, basically a tower moment would come through to help you clear out this block that you're having. So the other thing is that some of you have been holding on to something too long, holding back on something too long. And in this case, your emotions are coming through, and it's the sort of impatience, like, I can't wait any longer. I need to do this in my life. So some of you are lacking objectivity, and you know you need to do something, but you are seeing signs showing the opposite, and it's like, but I want to. And some of you are already aware of what you want to do, but you are holding back for the benefit of others or for fear of failure or success. And either way, it's about acknowledging what needs to be done. Eventually, water will find a way to even it out and create that equilibrium. So don't let your preconceived notions get in the way, and then if you already know you need to do it and your emotions are showing you need to do it, do it. Really allowing emotions to be a compass, not to sort of be beholden to the emotions, if that makes sense. Okay? So hopefully that answered your question. We're going to look now at the viewers and readers' choice. So we're looking at the cosmic magnet today, which is a really good choice, and how to call in love and abundance in the highest forms. And I can't think of a better topic. Actually, it's a great timeless topic. So anytime you want to see this, you can connect with it. All right, I'm just going to pick a deck, and we're going to move with that just so that we can stay on time. Let's see what's calling to me. I might actually use I think we'll use Fountain Tarot today, because I really enjoyed the sort of airy quality to it. It's been a while since I've used it here in a special topic. So Fountain Tarot, we'll be using you once again. Let's give it a good shuffle since I used it earlier. And then hopefully next week I'll have a selection of new decks. The mail is catching up with me. All right, so again, we're looking at the special topic. This can go beyond the 7 days, because doing something impactful like working with like a cosmic magnet energy, it's something that's going to go through for the next few months for some of you. But let's just see the week and then the weeks that follow. How to call in love and abundance in the highest forms. I forgot about how beautiful this deck is. It has a nice kind of wispy quality to it. All right. Okay, we have two cards that really wanted to come through. Just create a little bit of space here and zoom out just a smidge. Okay. Okay, we got volunteer cards. We'll take those. Okay, let's get started. All right, so again, we're into the special topic for today, the cosmic magnet, which is going to open you up to love and abundance in the highest forms, because this really hits everybody's lives. Not all of us are focusing on love, but most of us are trying to bring in more abundance. So this helps us be our best. And love can include not just romantic relationships, but friendship. And I think everybody wants to find friends and connections in their lives. So this is a really good universal topic for all of us. Okay, let's start with your catalyst cards. You got 2 of them. The first one that I pulled was agape, and then we got the nectar card. So let's start with agape. So just beautiful universal love coming through with agape. And the important thing for you is when you resonate with your true self and love yourself unconditionally, that love will start to shower in from others. And then share that same unconditional love with others. So unconditional within and unconditional external. That is when you really pull in high frequency individuals and high frequency situations. And this card is always in the proper position because there's agape at both ends. So just the highest possible love, and again, unconditional love if you can really focus on working on that. It's hard because there aren't a lot of great examples sometimes in our lives of unconditional love. Parents, love them though we may, a lot of times they put conditions like, why can't you be more like your brother or sister? Or why can't you be more like your friend? Or, you know, I wish you could have gotten an A. Parents don't even realize how they put conditions on acceptance and love for children. Teachers do it. So let's say the parents are supportive. The teachers certainly do it. And they're definitely bad at comparing siblings sometimes. Not all teachers. I have family that are teachers, and I almost became a teacher, and I kind of am on some levels. But I remember in school, many teachers would compare siblings to each other. Oh, you're nothing like your sister. Who cares? That has nothing to do with that person. So let's take comparisons away. Let's just love and observe and be present with that person as they are, and take the conditions off and do the same for yourself, first and foremost. And that's a really, really powerful message. And it has everything to do with everything, because when the conditions are gone, then we can truly see one another for who we are and what we can bring to the equation. Okay? And now we have the nectar card. And so for many of you, this is about really finding something sweet, enjoyable, and something that you can celebrate in your lives. And yes, you deserve that. What have you done lately to really sort of drink in the moment? And that's what I get with that, is to enjoy, to be present, to celebrate, and to realize that you've worked hard to come to this moment in time. And that speeding train that we were looking at, or that I was looking at in dreams, is a constant reminder for all of us to just take a break, get off that train from time to time, see the scenery. Otherwise, when I used to travel for work, I would hop around to different cities, but mostly to one state. But I never really got to see that place that I visited because I had nonstop meetings. I was traveling from West Coast to East Coast, and they were inconsiderate. They would do meetings at 8 a.m., which was like 5 a.m. for me. So I was really tired, and I would work all day, and then at the end of the day, I was so tired, I would just go to sleep. And I know a lot of business people that travel for business know that this is true. Even musicians that travel and you're on the road, you don't get to really enjoy, because you got to rest, you got to sleep, you got to perform, and it's all you can do to kind of keep the schedule. So that was an example of many years where I just did back and forth plane rides and didn't get to see the places that I was going to. So travel in and of itself isn't necessarily enriching unless you're in sort of like drinking it in. There's a trip and there's a vacation. A trip is something where you have a lot planned. A holiday or a vacation is where you're not going to put everything on the schedule. You're going to allow for a chance to just walk the street and, you know, go to a cafe or talk to somebody. Allow for some more of that. These little interactions are going to open up your heart, and they're going to open up new opportunities in your life. Okay? Let's go to your center card, which is really, really important. Many of you are choosing to be happy. 3 of Swords in reverse is a choice for happiness. Upright, it's saying, I'm experiencing something that brings me a sense of unhappiness or discomfort or disappointment. The reversal of this is saying, I know what I want, I know what I don't want, and I definitely don't want this anymore. So now the decision for you is to create new channels, new roads in your life that are going to open up more of the good stuff, more of the stuff that is fulfilling. And it does require sometimes a sacrifice of time and energy. I mentioned before, like, there's always an exchange. Even like if you're in a place where school is paid for, you still exchange time and energy for the degree. So for some of us, it gets harder, or it feels like there's more to lose the older that we get, because you think, I'm this age, it takes this much amount of time, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm telling you, it's never too late to make adjustments, because this is not the energy that you want to be in. So your heart knows what to do, and all you have to do is listen. Now we have the elevated Lovers card. The Devil's gone, which is good. So Lovers and Devil are very, very close energies. While we're chatting about this, I'll try to pull them up here in my little Rider-Waite-Smith deck. The main difference between the two is the unconditional elements that came through at the very beginning. So what you can focus on right now is spending more time with people that have been there in the long haul, not the fair weather friends, but the ones that have actually been there when times were rough, when you weren't at your best. And these are the folks that you're going to spend more time and energy with. The other thing is that you're going to attract new people that are connected to you when you're doing something that you love. So for instance, if there's a hobby, or honestly, I meet a ton of people because pet lovers tend to have an affinity. So in my new neighborhood, I've already met probably half a dozen people because we have pets, and I get to know the names of the pets. And typically, not always, but typically people that own pets tend to have a selfless energy. They care about their dogs, and you can learn a lot about, you know, the name of the dog, what kind of things they're wearing and everything, and it's kind of fun. So that's an example of a choice in your life to be a pet owner, for instance. Or I'm not an owner, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I take care of my puppy. But basically, because I have a dog in my life, other people that have dogs, we have an affinity. If you study a certain language or can do a certain craft or trade, the same thing holds true. Your love for that brings in people that love the same. And plus, I love him, and he's amazing, and other people love him, and he's amazing, and then they talk to me. So he's a magnet. I didn't pull him into my life because of that. I was just ready for love, but I realized he's a love magnet. So you want to find love magnets in your life. It can be something that you're working on, something that you love, whatever, but you'll notice that as you pour true unconditional love into something, it gives love back, and it attracts love back for you. Here are the two cards that I was finding while we were talking. If you've never noticed how identical they are, except for one's elevated, one's not elevated, now you see it. They both have two lovers. They both have a different type of angel. And the only thing that's different is the chains and the scenery. There's no light in this card, and then they're in the Garden of Eden there. So basically, with the lovers, we worked through the devil energy for the earth signs, I think it was. But letting go of limits, being unconditional, and really being your true self allows for the true energy, the true partner to come into your life, the true love. And that's really what we're looking for when we talk about true love. It's not someone to complete us. It's someone that sees us and loves us still, right? That's true love. And it's you loving yourself enough to not even have to put that clarification there. You love yourself and you see someone else that you love and they love you. Mutual love, no changes necessary. So let's really focus on self-love and unconditional love for others, and you'll eventually start to bring so many types of people into your life that are in that frequency that it's going to bring more and more and more, okay? And then you have a higher likelihood of, if you're trying to find a partner, find a business opportunity or whatever, because you're starting to hang out with magnets, because everyone's in that high frequency, okay? So that's a great way to bring in, it's right here today, it's our topic, love and abundance. You're going to choose to love yourself, even if it means walking away from someone, a parent, a friend, or a boss who puts all these conditions on what you can or can't be. When you start to say, that's not me, then other people come in and say, of course it's not, and I love you. I love you for who you are. What you aren't doesn't make you more or less in my eyes. Okay, so You have to love yourself, and you have to love others unconditionally, and doing so will open doors. And it's a practice. It takes time. It's not easy, but it pays off in the long run. Here's what you've done well. The Nine of Pentacles is independence, self-sufficiency, success, and it's really about wanting to prove that you can do this on your own. So for any of you that have wondered, can I do this? Maybe you're thinking of stepping on to independent business track, or trying to move overseas and you'll be on your own. The Nine of Pentacles shows that you have the power, you have the capacity, you have the independence within, okay? So that's super important. But sometimes we don't realize that we can because we're so attached to external validation, right? So I would say for this, just allow yourself to also be in the presence of others who can help you, because the fierce independence of the Nine of Pentacles can actually, how can I put this? It can get in the way of seeing an easier or a more beneficial path that could open up for you. So I think one of the blocks for some of you could simply be that you don't want to show weakness or reliance or ask for help. And if you open up just a little bit, you can get there faster. You're almost there anyway with the Nine of Pentacles. And so the lesson of independence also shows that I don't need help, but needing help doesn't make me any less independent when I do need help. Because being able to ask and receive at a certain point in life, that's actually just intelligent. And that's learning the lessons of justice and the Six of Swords and being able to find balance in my life. You shouldn't have to do everything all the time for yourself. There are times where we have to go to the doctor because we don't know how to fix certain things, and allowing them to help us is not a sign of weakness, right? And there are times when we are emotionally overwhelmed. So talking to a friend or a counselor is a sign of intelligence and strength. So the Nine of Pentacles still needs to learn that lesson sometimes, which is it's okay to access external resources, to ask for help, or to lean on someone. As long as you're not doing it all the time, it's not a big deal. We all have moments where we have to lean, and then someone leans on you, and it's reciprocity, okay? Here's that missing ace. You put this together, you got the Ten of Pentacles. So we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This is your opportunity to invest in yourself. When I read for you, and it's not like for someone else, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse is, what can I do to help myself? This could be deciding to go back to school. This could be investing in a gym membership, to whatever it is that you need to do to take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. Buying some yoga classes, I don't care. Deciding I'm going to do this for me because it's healthy, because it balances me. Maybe it is, again, a skill, a trade, or something of that nature where you can actually then have something that you can use to give back and then recover the resource. With anything, there's a trade-off. So in order to be something of worth, you have to invest in yourself. So that's one of the things. And it looks like you've done enough that you can do that. And it's actually, interestingly enough, what's going to tip you into the next big stratosphere and category. The nectar piece comes in here. Do something you love. When you work your passion, you're not really working. You're just sort of, you're present. You're in the flow. And so that's the key to success, is to be passionate and be working your passion. And then it's just fun. Then you're just showing up. Then you're just hitting go and seeing what happens. I really I see a lot of financial and personal growth happening here, because we have Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and now we have Three of Pentacles, which is completion and recognition. And it's also a card of mentorship as well. But the three here, I couldn't ask for better cards. Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, as deep past, recent past, and where your head's at. You also have fantastic cards in outcome states. We'll get to that in a second. But my first message to you is you're already a magnet. You're already manifesting. The one card that we'll focus on in a moment is what the problem is, the Judgment card in reverse, which is disbelief. But one step at a time here. We did get the Three of Pentacles in the crowning position. It's in reverse, and it's saying, it's nice to get external validation, but I don't need it today, because I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm proud of the work that I'm doing, and I don't need to be number one. I don't need the gold star. Maybe it will happen. Maybe it won't happen. but what I did was what was important. I needed to make an indelible mark in this category, or I needed to grow, and I did it. And so I'm giving myself the gold star. When you're less attached to it, you're more likely to receive it. And usually the Three of Pentacles carries with it recognition. So let's just say that it's out there on the horizon. Don't worry about when, how, or how much. I see recognition for you. The most important thing is integration and doing your best. Three of Pentacles reverse is saying it's not about perfection. It is about doing the best you can with the resource and time that you're provided, and then letting go of that and moving on to the next thing. Perfection is overrated. In our day-to-day lives, we have to keep showing up and keep doing our best in that moment. And as long as we continue to best ourselves and continue to improve, that's perfection. It's not about being letter perfect and having no errors. It's learning from your errors and growing and having fewer errors over time, right? That's learning. That's what we expect from children as they are starting to absorb things. That's what we try to do in our lifetimes. We just open up and expand. As long as you're on the expanding end of things, you're fine. And that's the main message here. And you are. And this is a great card for those of you that want to go back to school or learn something or finish something. Because the Three of Pentacles is a big check plus or a big star saying you've got this. So whatever it is that you want to do, already you're getting validation here from Spirit. And at any age, you can do this, the Three of Pentacles. There is no age limit on learning. Okay, love and happiness and passion, what we were talking about. For some of you, I have some good news. If you're trying to manifest love in the highest form, a partner, a relationship, or friend, we're getting validation here. There's an unexpected quality to this. So we got the Lovers in the center. After a period of unhappiness, you had to learn what you didn't want to appreciate what you're loving. But then we got Ace of Cups, and we've got the Fountain card, which is a bonus card in this deck. The Fountain card is like a Stargate. If you ever watched 2001, A Space Odyssey, this looks almost exactly like the Stargate. And so the Stargate opened up at the very end when, spoiler alert, but the main guy, was it David? He basically becomes the Star Child. He touches this monolith that is a Stargate, and they didn't include this in the movie, it's in the book, but he says, my God, it's full of stars, and then he goes on this trip and changes, he transforms. So this is bigger than life when I see like a Stargate card. So there's something that's kind of, the moment seems very big when you call in this moment of love or appreciation or recognition or romance. There's something where you couldn't construct it. So organic energy is going to be very important. Try not to plan, try not to worry, try not to sort of focus too much on bringing all of that together. Someone will come to you because you're you. They're recognizing your star power. So be the star. That's why we've got a Stargate at the end. And someone else is touching the Stargate at the other end, looking for something bigger too. So it's your quest for more knowledge, for more expansion. It's your authenticity, and it's your bright energy that helps the two stars at the two different ends meet. So that's what I'm seeing is kind of like a deep soul connection. This is not necessarily like past life. This could be the first time you're meeting someone, but they're so cosmically aligned that it's exciting. So for those of you trying to manifest something, I actually see something cool. For the rest of you, there's this sort of message coming through, which is, do you realize how profound opportunities are and how big the universe is? Because we tend to think too small. This card is far from small. It's as cosmic as you could get. So my message to you, being a magnet, being a manifester, is to just really open up wide, open the heart, open the mind, and just see the universe and see the opportunities as like limitless, because they are. It's expanding. This universe is expanding. So the main thing here is let's take the limits off. The Devil card is off the table now. We got the Lovers instead. We're going to focus on no limits and no conditions, and really not second guessing when we come through to a synchronicity. Being ready for that and saying, yes, I'm going to step through that Stargate. We'll see what's next, okay? People love you because you love what you're doing, because you love yourself, because you love them, because you're in the frequency of love. So that's the biggest and most important thing. The heart has been healed. This is a broken heart. This is you investing in yourself. This is you now recuperating and benefiting from that. You're on the other side of the ace here. You were wondering, do I need more? What do I need? But you've now done the work, and now you realize I'm actually okay. It was great that I did all that work, but I've always been okay. I've always been more than enough, and now I'm ready for someone else to see it. We have lovebirds on the ace here. We have two lovers looking at each other. We have this cosmic expansion here, okay? Now let's focus on where you're at and how you're coming across to others. So we have the Eight of Pentacles here. This is a card of work. So before you enter into this big, amazing thing that we're seeing here, there's a little bit of work to do. Because I talked about this, it's really nicely aligned. I did the reading yesterday, and obviously it's connecting with today's. But when I saw the Two of Cups, I mentioned the whole thing about not filling up someone else's void, but also doing the work internally so that you pull in a lover, not a teacher, or a partner, not a teacher, because it's not always about romance. So the next person, the next opportunity in your life, if you do the internal work, it comes through very tranquil. It's very much like, this is easy. This is what I've been waiting for, not here we go again with another lesson. So finish up, tie up any loose ends. The Eight of Pentacles is putting in that final piece of the tesseract there, the 3D cube. And once that's done, then there's no more to learn on that karmic path. You're actually clearing karma. So right now, people still are looking at you as finishing up a lesson. So take a quick audit of your life and think, how am I doing with respect to saying no, with respect to managing my finances, with regards to my family and my parents and my most intimate connections? Is there anything that needs to be cleaned up or mopped up before I enter into the next big expansion? Because when you expand, you want to be free of that. You don't want to expand with that garbage, because then you're just bringing it along for the ride. So let it go, and then you're going to be able to experience something really, really great. For some of you, this is also just saying, finish what you've started. We have something here that wasn't finished. You're going to finish it up here. This is a card of editing or doing the final work here. This is telling me it's near completion, but there's one more little step here. So you could be going back and getting a GED, or you could be going back and finishing up some sort of a writing endeavor that you never finished. Whatever it is, each of us is going to be something different. You owe it to yourself to finish. Okay. This is also a great card of teaching, learning, mentorship. So we've got both of them, the 3 and the 8 of Pentacles. So you may either choose to be a mentor or be a mentee. So whichever end of the spectrum you want to do, this is also saying, yes, that's a good idea at this point in time. As we look at your environment, this is the key. This is the pivotal card. I could take every other card out and I could tell you this is what's going to either bring you to this or hold you still in time. So we have judgment in an environmental location. So it could be someone else casting judgment onto your life. Mom, parent, boss, teacher, friend, lover, whatever. That's their lens. It's not your truth. It's not necessarily even the truth. It's a truth. It's a fraction of someone's opinion, but it doesn't define you. So if somebody is projecting their own fear, judgment, or uncertainty on you, the best thing you could do is pull back and really refresh, reset, and create some separation, because that person's not allowing you to grow in the way that you need to grow. And judgment is the very last step to the final card in the major arcana, which is the World. So the thing that holds us back in expansion is this sort of feeling of, am I okay? Am I enough? We actually see them coming out of the horn of Gabriel here. This is a unique illustration. The traditional one, you would see Gabriel or maybe Michael, but Gabriel usually had the horn. So kind of making an announcement, and then we see the souls rising. So judgment reverse is, I know I am okay, or I know what I need to do, or I know this is true, but I am somehow not accepting it. I know it, but I don't accept it, or I know, but I don't believe, or I understand, but I can't embrace. So the main thing right now is to stop thinking so much. The knowing piece is all that matters. The heart, The third eye, the crown, those pieces know. You're trying to make too much logic around whatever it is you want to do. And so the most important movements in my life, I just knew the timing was right for them. So I talked before, like the choice to come to California when I was on the East Coast and after school had ended, I was working in New England at the time. And I was just thinking, I need warmer weather and I just need to go to California. My guides gave it to me and I didn't know why. And so I came here. There's been other times where, like when I needed to quit my last job, I just knew. When I needed to get out of my last place, I'm actually perfectly okay. I had to go through the tower to find this. So it was worth it. The timing worked out, but I knew exactly when I had stayed too long. And I sat down and I thought, I have to find something now. So everything, when you're ready and when you accept it, things open up. It's like, we've been waiting for you to accept it. Here you go. So acceptance is the key thing for you. And if someone else is projecting a lack of acceptance, it's the devil energy. It's lovers filtered through the devil, AKA the devil, because they put conditions on what they need you to do to be good for them. It's one-way trip there, basically. And you don't want to hold yourself back. You don't want to box yourself in. So release judgment, release fear, release doubt, stop overthinking. That's the main thing in this moment in time for the people that are tuning in now or later that is going to help you springboard from not manifesting to really manifesting. Okay. Hope, Spheres, and Opportunity, Page of Cups. This Page of Cups is cool because we see them outside of the box now, which I like. So they're starting to see more than the limits in their lives. And pages are open. The card is in reverse, so there could be a piece of this where there's still a little disbelief. Am I really worth this? I'm sure we've all had this at some point if you've gotten a job and maybe you got a new pay raise, or you've applied and been accepted and this new one has a higher title or higher pay and you're like, you feel like an imposter, right? Or you're dating someone and in your own mind you think they're more attractive or you're out of their league. And so we get this syndrome of feeling like, do I really deserve this? Yes, you called it into your life. To you, or to them, you are something amazing. Don't get in their head and make them think that you're not worth it. You're worth it. If you pulled an experience in your life, if you pulled abundance into your life, if you've pulled this great relationship and they love you, good, good, great. Don't get in the way with insecurities. Easier said than done. You may actually need to work with a therapist to kind of overcome some of the programming. I can only do so much with tarot. Sometimes this is like therapy, therapy and tarot together, but there comes a point where you're probably going to, at that point, need to talk to someone to help through some of the stuff from the past. But I can tell you with the cards, you're worthy of whatever energy is coming into your life. And now think bigger. Think even bigger than you imagined, because the Fountain card is limitless. It's one beyond the world. So this would be like, 20, 22, 23, whatever. So it would be one more out. 22. So this is your chance to kind of like just go way, way, way out there. So I think that you could be surprised at how far, how fast, or how frequent some of these great things can come into your life. So stay open. All right. Now let's expand through the lens of, again, being this magnet. We're going to go to health, wealth, love, and destiny. And I just talked about the importance of knowing when you need to talk to someone else. So I'm here to help with energy and metaphysics. If there's anything going on physically in your body or mentally in your mind, you may need to talk to someone else. So do that if you need to. I'm an additive energy to all of those. I'm not a replacement for anything. Okay, let's go ahead and focus on your health card. So we have the White Raven Spirit. Try to say that 3 times fast. White Raven Spirit. It's saying trust in the magic. That's what I'm going to stick to. This is like High Priestess Magician energy, basically. So if you trust, if you believe, then magic is possible. In my book, The Luminous Ones, I wrote a line from, was it Elijah that said it, I think? But basically, magic is a new truth waiting to be discovered, which I truly believe. And I just gave it to one of my characters because it's easier sometimes for a character to say that. But we call things magical when we don't understand them. Now, a lot of things that we thought were magic are science, right? They're just proven. What I'm doing and what we're all kind of connecting with energetically, one day will be understood to some degree. They're like, oh yeah, we have energy fields around our body. There's quantum physics that can describe how you manifest and this and that or whatever. And one day this won't be some big surprise. But right now it's magic, and we'll call it magic, and we're going to believe in the potential to do things. When you believe in yourself, you start to open up positive passageways. This is why it's in the health area. So trust in your capacity, trust in your skills, and then you start to work your magic. Let me take a drink, and then we're going to go on to the cards themselves. Looking specifically at the cards for what's coming through with health. Let's see what's going on here. I'm glad you guys like the term therapy. Yes, or therapist. I don't know what else to call it, but there's a piece of that that's in here. All right, so Three of Swords. The most important thing right now is for both heart health and like happiness. The heart health is key. Some of you may just have a history of high blood pressure, heart disease, cholesterol, etc. Take care of that. I'm not a doctor. You know what to do and you know who to talk to about that. But more broadly, the Three of Swords speaks to the fact that when we are unhappy, we tend not to shine as much. We tend to get sicker more often. It does have a tangible effect, our emotional state, on our physical state. So focusing on whatever you can do to really be your happiest and most balanced is going to be so important. Let's see what else is coming through. I think it's really important here to get a second opinion. If something doesn't gel with you and you need some more information, get a second opinion. Judgment reverse can definitely be that. By and large, the cards here are actually pretty okay when it comes to health. The biggest thing here is it's more about emotions this month and more about your mind and believing or not believing in the possibilities, and then that creates a sense of tension. So believe in what's possible. Keep an open mind and focus on what you can control, going into Five of Cups and Four of Cups energy, like what's in front of you, what's available, what are you missing. That's where you can actually start to find that you'll be happier and more satisfied because you realize, hey, there's more that I can actually do and control than I give myself credit for. All right, moving on to wealth. I love the zebra. Show your stripes. That's the first thing that I would say when I see the zebra. So it makes sense for where they're at, but when you look at them, like compared to other animals, they stick out because of their stripes. No two zebra have the same sort of stripe pattern. It's kind of like a thumb print or fingerprint. So your uniqueness is what is going to sell you and make you shine brighter. So have those stripes and wear those stripes with pride. Now the zebra also can sort of represent the Eight of Swords, which came through a couple times, because when I see all the bars, I think of putting yourself in a sort of self-imposed prison, and the Eight of Swords would be very much connected to that. So don't limit yourself, don't hold yourself back, and if you feel like you're stuck, just try something different. That's the main thing with this that I would say. Be yourself and never stop innovating. And yeah, we've got the third eye there, which is opening up possibility and focusing on really bringing it into a higher frequency. So when limits are around you, think of ways to, I always try to, like I said, pull the question or the fear inside out. Why can't this happen? Or what if the positive happens? And what can I do to make the positive happen? That's the old journalist part of me that just asks a lot of questions to get to the bottom of things. And I can ask myself out of a sad state usually. So try it. It works for me. And I can just twist the questions around until I'm like, well, yeah, why haven't I explored that? Or why don't we try this instead? It's curiosity is another way to look at it. Curiosity can bring you into exciting new opportunities. Now let's take a look at the zebra and cards here. So first of all, don't let what has happened in the past in any way, shape, or form make you feel like that is you. That is just the past. What we see right now is really good stuff here. If we just look at these three cards, past, where your head's at, future. For some of you, the present isn't so great, but when I'm looking at the potential, the bridge from the past to the future, You were on to something. You know what you want. There's something right now that's getting in the way of that. You need to bridge the past into the future here and say, I'm going to reconnect with my true self. Maybe I'm going to go back and do something in school or something here, but I'm going to find a way to make this happen. So I think some of you are really picking up on an old passion, and that old passion really grows and you're ready for it now. Whatever didn't work before works now, okay? And others are definitely interested in what you have to offer. We have the Eight of Pentacles here coming through as a key sign for those of you that want to write something down. 3 and 8. This could be curriculum, this could be a book, this could be any number of ways that you could deliver your message to others. Definitely some broadcasting energy from the two of these. So if you want to put something out there, now is a good time for that. And let's see if there's anything else. Again, I just get a good lawyer, get a second opinion when it comes to contracts. Don't accept anything less than the best. Don't compromise what really, really matters. That's it. It's good stuff. I do think that there's something surprising. Someone might say, I see you doing this. Have you ever thought about X, Y, or Z? And you're thinking, well, never thought about it, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm open to it, I'm excited, I'm curious. So someone could see the potential in you that you don't see. My very last boss actually saw this in me. I was, prior to doing what I'm doing now, I worked as a producer, but prior to that I was an art director. And I really wanted to be a creative director. I was kind of like a manager and an art director, but this other person at the company said, you're a producer. I thought to myself, no, I'm not a producer. I'm a creator. But she's like, producers create. And she saw something that I didn't see in myself at the time. So I am a producer. I'm also a creator. And I'm producing content all the time here now. So sometimes you need someone else. And there was disbelief when it was said. I'm like, the title didn't gel with me, but that person was spot on. And could see what the next step in my journey was going to be. And I needed to be a producer to do what I'm doing now. So, but the thing was, what neither of us saw in the moment was I was both. And the place that I was working only allowed me to have one title. So I had to do my own thing where I can be a writer, a producer, a creator. So there was a box that I needed to break free of. Some of you may be in a place where they can't see you as... It's so weird because in like when you look at movies and things, people can be a writer, a director, and an actor, sometimes even in the same movie, right? There's no reason we can't do the same things. This is where corporate culture is messed up. And we need to sort of see people not being just in a box. They have the potential to be in straddle multiple boxes. So I think for some of you, you may need to make your own sort of place, or maybe there's going to be a place that just embraces you. A lot of times, smaller companies will allow you to have multiple hats. Bigger companies, they have bigger HR and they have bigger sort of structures in place. So you might also look smaller so that you can be multiple roles. Food for thought, and some things that are coming through. But the thing here is that the limit is still never there. I'm more than 3 or 4 titles. We can just keep adding hats. Talented people tend to be able to do lots of different things. So it's not unusual for an actor to be a singer, to be a writer, to be also like a glassblower or something like that. If you can do one thing, you can do many, and the same is true for all of you. You have an inner artist or creative flair. Just allow yourself to explore. People have told you you can only do one thing. I'm telling you, you can do more than one thing. It's not popular because the world likes to put us into little compartments, but it's possible. Let's move on to relationships. Actually, one last thing with work. Definitely, you have the potential to get more resources if you want it. 9 of Pentacles, you're worth a lot more than you're getting because you have the 8 here. All you have to do is get it in writing. One last thing. Okay, moving on to relationships. This can be love in the highest form because that's what we're looking at. So this can be best friend, mentor, or a partner that you're going to get married to and have a physical relationship as well. But this is all relationships. I'm going to look at 3 different areas, looking at those in a relationship, looking for love, and single and happy. Let's first take a look at the card and then we'll break it down. So in the Castle of Dreams, Become altered by the color of your dreams. Well, this is definitely a card after my own energy. I pay such close attention to my dreams. I'm at a point where I can tell if it's about me or not about me. Someone asked me the other day, actually I think it was my new landlord, she was saying, how do you know the difference between your dream and the dream for a sign that you're reading? And what I told her is that usually I'm not a participant in dreams for you. I just look at it from like a third party point of view. I'm nowhere to be seen. If it's a dream about me, I'm in the dream and I feel invested. But either way, I can pick up on the energy of the day and I still pay attention to it. So, because I'm still a participant in the energy of the world. So one is just a broader stroke, one is much more personal. So the Castle of Dreams. So you may be seeing things about people in your life that make you feel exposed because they see the true you or you see the true them. Make you feel frustrated because maybe you're seeing true intentions that you didn't want to see. It could also be opening up potential partnerships for you as well. Like, oh, I hadn't thought I should talk to this person about that. And so pay attention because it's helping you see the way in which you should be interacting with this person and also their motives. That's the one thing that I can typically very crystally clear see in a dream is someone else's motives. So that's a blessing. That's kind of like, yeah, spider sense coming in and saying, move towards or away from this person. And I always listen to that for sure. Let's now look at the 3 different things that I talked about. We're going to start with those already in a relationship, okay? If you're in a present relationship, there's a little bit of healing to be done. Your center card is the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords comes through when either it could be a disappointment. This could just be like, financial disappointment. You're getting a tax audit, or this could also be someone in your family is sick, or someone around you is driving you a little bit, crazy. This is just an agitator card. This could also indicate between the 2 of you that there's something that's going on. So the first thing that I would say is identify the source of the pain or the frustration and deal with that. If it is external, which it could be, then you just need to support your partner and be there and listen and ask them how they want you to show up. One thing that I learned with my late mom that helped out, when we had difficult conversations, I would just say to her, do you want me just to listen today, or do you need advice? Because sometimes she didn't want to hear my advice, or I didn't want to hear her advice. So if we just needed to vent, she would start the conversation off. She's just saying, she was good with these kinds of boundaries. She's like, do you have a minute? So she checked in to see if I had time. Yeah, I have time. I just need to vent. She told me what she needed. I said, okay, I'm going to walk the dog. I'm just going to listen. And then I would listen. So 2 great techniques for relationships is, can I talk to you now? Do you have time? Is this a good time? And I need this from you in this moment in time. She didn't say it that way. She said, I need to vent. Can you listen? But that was basically it. Setting the parameters of how to successfully have the conversation. Then at the end, I may still have some thoughts. I would say, first I would validate. If that's what someone wants, I would just say, I'm so sorry you're going through this. I can tell you're upset. What else do you need from me? I would wait. Eventually she might want my opinion, and I would say, I was waiting. Yes, I have an opinion on this. But I would wait, and sometimes she wouldn't. And if she didn't, then I would just say, well, go do something for yourself today. Maybe I would Venmo her some money and say, treat yourself to lunch. So there's a lot of ways we can be there for each other without having to tell the other person what to do. Sometimes it's just being present. And that's maybe all you need to do to be there and to improve the relationship a little bit, okay? I'm looking at personal growth, and I think that one of the biggest challenges, let's say that everything else is good and you've helped one another through some external stuff. The other thing that could be causing some friction is one of you is growing in a way that is unexpected, like a really big opening. So dream job, dream opportunity, something just amazing. And then the other person is, again, going through some of those things of like, well, where does this leave me? What's going on with us? They're having a hard time being happy for you. And one thing that I always like to remind everyone that watches is that if you are hand in hand with someone that is the star, you're the star too. You're both bringing that star energy, because like energy attracts like energy. That person was a part of your journey to rise up there too. and they'll get their moment too. And whenever someone's shining, you want to have love and support and recognition. So if you're having a hard time being happy for someone else, be happy for them. They worked hard, or they achieved this, or they manifested this. You're going to have a chance to manifest your own star moment. We all want to be happy for people that are in their moment of shining. And so if that person can't be happy for you and you've had this breakthrough or transitional moment, then that speaks more to the foundation or the lack thereof in the relationship. So also, I think one partner may be a little bit more private or a little bit more independent, and it's hard to kind of talk about some of these feelings. I do think this can be resolved. We have the Ace of Cups and the Fountain. The relationship's bigger than whatever you're going through. That's my main message, no matter what. There's a misunderstanding. There's a little bit of something that's going on that's holding the other partner back from being there the way they need to be. But I ultimately see healing and expansion. You got to work through those things first, though. A little bit of a karmic lesson here that's showing up. Once the karmic lesson's released, things expand. For those of you looking for love, wow, you have the potential to pull in someone really special. Really special. The main thing that we've talked about here also holds true. Let go of any present or past sadness. Open yourself up to being fully accessible and lovable, and don't doubt. That's a double negative. I would say trust whatever love comes through in your life, and don't second guess yourself. That's how I would put that. Because you're on the path of manifesting something really, really cool. Now, this could be completely atypical of what you would expect. The Fountain card being so limitless and so beyond labels means that it could be someone that just, it's the whole package is different than you thought. But here, you feel it. As long as you're feeling it in the heart, as long as the attraction is there, as long as the connection is there, you're good. But you have to focus on healing yourself a little bit first and finishing all the stuff that you needed to finish in your life. Get that karma clean. And then for those of you that are single and happy, I still see really great, there's opportunities for people to be interested in connecting with you. It's very business related here. 3 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and 9 of Pentacles. So good time for career and personal growth. You're going to meet some great colleagues, some great mentors. You might even be able to partner up on a new project together. Be open to the unexpected. The main thing here is that I see some happy surprises coming in for all of us that are really focusing on manifestation. So I always say this when talking about manifestation, so I will put it here as well. End your thought with something in the realm of this. Use your own thoughts, your own words, but I'm open to all of this or greater. And in a timeline that could even surprise me, like all of this faster, better, more than I could imagine. Because I'm still a human being with human limits to my ability to manifest. So I open up to this and beyond in the highest energy possible for my highest good. That way, you could get something beyond your wildest dreams. And it's going to you'll be like, oh my God, pinch yourself, but I'm going to do this, I'm doing this, it's still here, I'm still here, okay. So I want that for you. I want you to have beyond your wildest dreams. So open yourself up to that in manifestation and keep me posted and see if there aren't opportunities to get more than what you thought you could get. That's the goal, after all. All right, you got 2 cards here for destiny. So the first one's in reverse, and it says the breaking. So for some of you, this is breaking free from something that no longer suits you. Kind of reminds me of a wave crashing, and I talked about the tower the other day. I think it might have been Friday's energy. So the tower is actually beautiful energy because it helps us push through something. So for many of you, not only has the time come, but the time has come and gone. And this card is saying, let it go, fully let it go, and become an active participant and creator in the next step of the journey. Be that, because we also saw that death card at one point. I believe it was in the block. So the block for some of you is just working with the energy of transformation. So that's that. And then we also have the spiral dance of the goddess. So the divine feminine energy wants to open up to you. Also a reversal card, but that's okay. We're just looking at opening energy with these 2. So green energy, color of the heart, divine energy, divine feminine energy, really about opening up to creating and receiving, ebb and flow. We don't have to just be pushing things out there, we also need to be receiving and taking care of ourselves. Divine feminine energy reminds us of the importance of nurturing, resting, and receiving. And so some of us haven't given the necessary time and space for that to happen. And Earth reminds us of that. It's divine feminine energy. It goes through seasons, it rests, it receives energy. So put yourself in a place to receive, because ultimately if you're manifesting, you have to be willing and ready to receive. There's got to be a piece that is going to submit to what the universe wants to provide. So you have to have divine feminine energy too. So that's the missing piece for many of us. And we're in an interesting period in time. I hope we eventually get through to the next portion, and we will. But where the divine feminine it hasn't found its equal footing yet. It got subjugated after, centuries, and now we've got to have that sort of energy of divine feminine in the equation, or we're going to have a hard time with everything. So open up to receiving, open up to nurturing yourself, open up to sensitivity. All of this is going to be important to being able to discern, embrace, and grow with the opportunities that come through. Let's do a big idea card, and then we'll get ready for the final portion of this. Big idea is one thing that we can take away from today. I feel like we already got it with the judgment card. Don't doubt yourself, but let's see if we can cap that off with one of, and also this, don't limit yourself. There's a lot of that. Let's see if there's one more thing that's coming through to help us manifest in the best possible way. Yay. Okay, Three of Cups. This is a great card. So this is celebration. This is new people coming into your life. It's upright, so we don't have to really look at any of the tricky connotations of this. I would say for you, if someone invites you to an important event, say yes, because part of the manifestation or part of the synchronicities that are opening up are saying that when you put yourself out with more social energy, this is how you can run into that person. This could also be a chance for you to meet new love, to open up to dating if you haven't done that. Or if, let's say, you are widowed, you're retired, and your partner is divorced or passed, and you kind of close the door on that book. Well, the Three of Cups is coming through to say there's more. It could either be a rich friendship or there could be romance coming through. So open yourself up to see what wants to come through in the realm of relationships. There's a lot of relationship energy today. I don't focus on it, but I also don't hide from it. So we have the Lovers, the Ace of Cups, and the Fountain, and now we have the Three of Cups. It has to start somewhere, and the Three of Cups is a great starting card. This is just saying, let me entertain this, let's try it, let's see where this goes, and having fun with it and not questioning it. So give yourself a chance to see what's out there, to say yes to invitations, yes to possibilities, to have some fun and to celebrate each and every moment, and some good stuff is going to come your way. We have really beautiful cards today. When we got to the special forecast portion of it, I feel like you're all a lot closer to manifesting than you think. There's just a little bit of disbelief that's entering in. And that's what we're going to focus on letting go of, okay? We're going to work with the energy of death and transformation in the meditation today because it did come through as a block, and I want to help us get through the block. One last little thing here as we're getting ready for this. We have one more card that I'm going to pull at the end, and that's the final card. So if there's something that you've been wanting clarity on, and whether it's in this week, this month, or this year, it doesn't matter. Hold that question or scribble it down. Don't write it in the chat yet. Just scribble it down. And after we meditate, we'll have a chance to look at that. So that you never miss a future reading before we meditate, if you've enjoyed this and you're new, please hit the subscribe button. If you've watched a long time and you don't opt into notifications, please do. I've been doing more impromptus. And whenever I put in that extra Q&A video, that'll help you know when that happens. You can also follow me on social. Again, remember that I don't offer readings and I don't use direct messages. And you can also show some love here if you'd like to. Okay, let's meditate together and then let's look at that final card. So for today's meditation, imagine, if you will, that you're looking up at the starry sky above you. And there is a single bright star that is shining, so much so that for a moment it kind of eclipses all the other stars. And this ray of light comes down from the star, and it's almost like a tractor beam. It's pulling you upward. It's pulling you towards something bigger, better, and brighter. There's no fear. There's no doubt. There's no uncertainty. As you see this light, you know, I'm ready to surrender to the next big thing in my life. This is the energy of transformation, and this is transformation's star. Transformation's not to be feared. It doesn't always come to reap. It also comes to open doors and open opportunities. So you're actually feeling the hand of transformation reach out and lift you up to a higher ground. From this higher ground, transformation steps back, and you can see its beautiful full angelic form, all this light radiating out from it. You thought it was a star, but it's actually just this luminous light being. And as it points towards the future, I want you to focus on what it is that you're trying to manifest. Over your shoulder, you can look at the past and give gratitude to each and every cobblestone step, misstep in that journey, and also let it go, right? What's done is done. Now focus on where the angel's pointing and allow yourself to paint in the missing pieces. You are co-creating with transformation. Transformation stands at the doors of ends and beginnings, and it's helping you start something new. So with this beautiful angelic presence, I'm going to play the singing bowl. I just want you to do your own sort of work on painting the picture, and then we'll look at your final question. Allow yourself now to step into this future version of yourself that you've been creating, this future world. Feel the presence, the support, the energy of the angel of transformation behind you, helping you, pointing you, guiding you, healing you. Suspend any sort of fear, doubt, or disbelief. Allow yourself now to embrace all that is present, all that is possible. Take a few deep breaths at your own pace, and when you're ready, on the third exhale, if you want to kind of count, I want you to open your eyes and start to focus on the question that you have for me. All right, if you haven't already done so, take your final breath, open your eyes, and ask the question that you need guidance on. Let's take a look at the cards and see what's coming through. Okay, interesting card for this. All right, so this is a card that's saying the timing isn't quite what it needs to be here. We have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Here's how you can make this work, but first things first, this would be a no or a not yet, or the timing's not ideal. I occasionally do say no to the question for a yes, no. But with the Seven of Swords in reverse, what it is helping you with is understanding that I can do better, or I'm not ready, or this person isn't telling me everything. So Seven of Swords can be sometimes when we are not being completely honest with ourselves. So, you might say to yourself, I want to start eating better, working out. I want to start, doing this. I'm going to read this many books per month. But in the back of your mind, you're like, but I'm kind of tired. I'm not sure about that. There's this little voice that needs to be extracted. And you have to really say, I'm ready to do it when the heart says it and when the body believes it, and when your mind, body, and spirit connect it. So first thing I would say is when you truly believe yourself, then it's a yes. So all you need to do is get through that so that you truly believe it. There could also be, if you're asking about another person, place, or thing, there is a piece to the puzzle that's missing. And so you have to put on your investigator hat and ask some more questions. The Seven of Swords is something that was hopefully being swept under the rug, where they were wishing that you just didn't look or ask. So all you have to do is look or ask. Look at the contract and say, hey, wait a second, what about this clause? That doesn't look right. Or I thought we agreed to this. It's someone that's just trying to slide one under the radar. And then otherwise, I would say the positive aspect of this is that it actually came through reverse, which is you're nobody's fool. You're going to see this no matter what, folks, so don't worry. You'll be able to sort out if it's good or if it's bad. And if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Okay? So there's just a little bit of fine-tuning to be done. It may be as easy as just being honest with yourself. I'm not ready this week. I will start it legitimately next Monday because I have too much going on my schedule. So if you're just overextending yourself or something like that, be honest with limits. And don't say you can do something if you can't. Don't make a fake plan to meet up if you know you're not going to meet up. That can be Seven of Swords too. We should hang out. Totally. How about next week? Yeah, call me. We'll see. And in your head, you're thinking, we're not going to meet up. So don't do that. Be honest with yourself and with the other person. And that's going to help, and that's going to attract less Seven of Swords energy in your life as well. But you're going to see it. You're going to know it. You're going to feel it before you actually have to engage with it. Use that aforementioned knowledge to kind of help you out. Okay? There you go, my friends. So let's get into one of my favorite parts here, some gratitude here. So first of all, I'd like to say thanks. I know a lot of folks might have joined for the first time today, so if it was your first time here, I do this every single Sunday. And I also do daily shorts on YouTube and also on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. And I think Instagram, I said them all. I put the shorts on every platform, but this is only here on YouTube. And then I also do monthly videos. All of the videos for August are up. I'm midway through the September ones. I just posted the schedule on the community tab, so you can see it there. I'll be doing Libra tomorrow, and you can see the rest of the schedule on my website or on the community tab. And now let's actually say thanks to everybody that gave back today. All right, so as I said, thank you to the longtime subscribers, members, Patreon supporters, etc. When we get to our Q&A, I'll be allowing for members to ask questions, and I may occasionally do members-only chats. I accidentally did it for an impromptu, but I think that'll be a nice way to give back from time to time. Most of these I will keep as subscriber chats, just like this, but maybe once in a blue moon we'll do one for members. All right, so speaking of members, let's start with that first. And I just want to say thanks to the newest members that joined. Let's see who's here. Okay. Ms. Jocelyn C., thanks for rejoining. Good to have you. Danielle Gamble, brand new, thank you as well. Jewel Grant, Kelly Simpson, Kara Somebody, Natasha Doctor. I think all of these are the ones that joined within the last day or rejoined within the last day. So thank you very much for being a part of the family. I appreciate it. All right, now for those of you that gave back in the realm of super stickers or super chat, give me a moment and I will say thank you. All right, kicking things off today, we had Audrey Christopher. Thanks so much, Audrey. Linda Ann, Lucy Rodriguez, Jules in July, Donna Green, Lisa Rivas, Sophie LeBrayton, I hope it is, Manal Al-Hakim, Mermaid Crystal, let's see, Paula A.J. Love, Elizabeth Quigley, Monica Renecki, Cheryl Beam, Jackie DeVilliers, I think it is, and thank you for the 50, I appreciate that. Elmina, I think it is, thank you so much. Sonette LaRue, Georgianne M., Schupferkind, I think it is, Sharon Udell, Tony D, 20 Dragonfly 201, Ashley Mayfield, Sash, Demi, Eileen, Nada Collins, Brynhilder Thor's daughter, Sherry Wolf, Ante Wasso, and Jeannie Hart. Let me see if I missed anybody in real time. I think I got everyone. Lovey Wyman as well. Thank you very much. And that's it. All right. If I missed anyone, trust me, I go back and look at everything, and I will give it a heart if I can, if I see it in the, especially if you do super thanks or afterwards super like or whatever it's called. there's something, afterwards when it's on replay, I always heart those as well. All right, everyone. I hope you're having a great week. I'll see you again on Monday, Thursday, Friday for the monthly forecast, every day for the dailies, and every Sunday for the weeklies. Until then, take care of yourselves. Show up as much as you can. It's always good to have you. Thank you again to my moderator, and take care and have a great day. Thank you.